Leo, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for July 13th to the 19th. My name is Athen. So we have a lot going on this week. I'm going to go ahead and go through it. If you have any questions, please let me know. We have a new moon here in your 11th house, which is about friends, groups, ideals, visions, things larger than self, which is what you've had a lot of direct energy with. With Mars here, we had Mercury recently go in here, and there's a conjunction with Mercury and Mars this week at the same time as this new moon here on Wednesday. So in a nutshell, this middle part of the week in particular, there's a lot going on. Mercury going over Mars does signify that perhaps you can be very direct, very assertive to continue to learn more in this sense about your ideals, your visions, how you can contribute, how you can give to causes that you feel contribute to either community or world, or in the global sense in some way. So there's a lot to say about these things as well. There's a lot to say directly, and so it's good in that balanced way. I think you can be very direct about also the financial and material side of life and take action in regards to that, which is nice since Mercury does rule that second house of yours as well. And perhaps learn more about your past, your roots, your home and family, which is Mars ruling your fourth, and even about spirituality and philosophy as well with Mars ruling your ninth. So things there, new beginnings. It's always a time of reflecting on these things and taking it easy, setting intentions so that later on the week, next week in particular, the lunar cycle will start to build, and those intentions you can start to put energy into. So reflect on what it is that you feel like gives and contributes, and how you can be a part of something that you feel is going to make a difference in the world. It's basically what the 11th house really signifies. It's also income from work, second from the 10th, so new beginnings there perhaps, and maybe even some intentions in regards to that, and also how you can enjoy your work even more as well, because this is contribution is the greatest enjoyment we can have from our career. But anyways, new stuff there for you. That's the highlight. Early in the week, we've got the sun squaring up to Uranus. So for you, this is your ruler, so it's very important, Monday in particular, being patient, not going to any extremes. Uranus has been your 8th house. There's been a lot of changes with your transformation, a lot of old things being released with the South Node in the 8th house as well. So all that stuff is changing you. Hopefully you're finding that freedom there that comes from transformation. And so, again, just being aware of that, I think with the square, being patient with those things, I think on Monday will be important. There is a flow about Monday as well. Mercury is trining up to Neptune. So, things relating to relationships actually looks like it's quite nice. Chiron and Neptune generally for all of you is very well aspected in the 7th. So one-on-one connections, contracts, things like that. But it's coming from trust. It's coming from flow and having faith. But all of that about relationships should be very nice for you Leos. And that being said, supporting up to that Mercury, which is, a peace of mind and a good imagination and daydreaming that could certainly assist you in regards to these new ideals shaping up for you around this new moon. So that's Monday. Then Monday and Tuesday, the sun will be trining up to Chiron, so there is some healing maybe through or with relationships in some way, which can be quite nice. And then Monday through Thursday, so this whole work week, basically, Saturn will be squaring up to Venus, who is going to be transiting into your first house this week. So the key with Venus, first of all, is that it's all about our enjoyments. She does rule your 10th house of career and work, also your communications, your 3rd house. So being patient with that stuff, maybe even working on that stuff would be good this week, in that slow and steady way, which is Saturn. Saturn did go back into that 3rd house of your communication. So here, just like over the past few years, perhaps you've had this opportunity to work hard and really discipline your mind and your communications and the day-to-day sort of stuff. So this week is highlighting that, especially with Saturn going back into that 3rd now for the next couple months. So working on that stuff concretely, I think you can, interestingly, find quite enjoyable. And with Venus going into your 1st, there is, this enjoyment about self here, about your goals, about who you are, your self-image, things like that, which is relating to perhaps those one-on-one connections, which should be flowing quite nice. So anyways, that's a shift. She's going to go retrograde here in the 1st, but nonetheless, take it slow and constructively work towards any of those goals and things this week as well. So that's going to be the bulk of it, really Wednesday when Mercury conjuncts up to Mars. Now the key here with that is that this whole configuration in your 11th is opposing up to Pluto still. So like I've been saying in your weeklies, it's this importance of balancing these transformations of your self-expression and of self in many ways. This is your house, the 5th house here. So you guys are transforming here on this level, which is assisting this transformation, the 11th, which is about giving, contributing. So the importance is finding the balance here and releasing, allowing to go, and really just accepting any attachments that you might have in regards to either of these areas. But that non-attachment is what will facilitate these changes, and that's going to be very important because Mars is a very direct, very ego sort of centered planet, and Pluto is the ego destroyer. So when these two planets oppose up to each other, it's very important that if we are coming from an attached, self-serving, self-centered kind of way, then it can be very clashing, especially with just connections, ourselves, whatever. So it's important to have that non-attachment and observational awareness of our desires without going to any extremes. So no extremes here of the 5th, and then no extremes either of just, wanting to just give and just be so other-oriented that we no longer have a sense of self. So finding the balance there and non-attachment is key. So that's the bulk of the week, and then Monday through Thursday, that's square up to Saturn. Now over the weekend, we do have Mercury squaring up to Uranus. So here again, just like with the earlier part of the week, balance here with the extremes, with the transformations that have been happening. I think you can understand more about that this weekend, but take it slow, watch any radical ideas, and just keep things nice and grounded. And I think all of that you can find quite healing because Neptune then will be trining up to Mercury over the weekend as well. So in a nutshell, Leo, there's positive changes here, new beginnings centered around giving, contributing, income from work, stuff like that. And it'll be through understanding more about your ideas, still being very direct about these ideals of yours too, which is good in that balanced way, and understanding more about your past, your roots, and philosophy on life, your life path, stuff like that will be assisting that, while being patient, especially relating to anything career related or relating to your communications this week. So Leo, have a nice week. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to Sidereal, do check the website because this is different from Western astrology. Hope you have a nice one. Thanks again. Take care.